Do for one what you would love to do for 1,000. Hey, my name is Brian from Hope Writers and from HopeBooks. And one of my philosophies as a leader, which applies to you as an author, as a business owner, is to do for one what you would love to do for 1,000. So for example, I would love to scholarship everybody and give away all of our book coaching for free. I love the idea that we can bless people and blow their minds, but unfortunately, we would not be able to have a business that stays open if we did it for every single person. So what I do is I reserve the rights as the leader of the company to be able to make decisions to bless someone every once in a while that I would love to do for everybody, but I'm able to do for one or two every once in a while. What would it look like for you with what you do? So for example, maybe you have a conference, like we have an annual conference, the Hope Story Conference. We charge a ticket to the conference, but every once in a while, there's somebody who I just feel this little tug to go, I want to give you a free ticket. And then I offer them a free ticket and they're like, what? Tears of crying. It's amazing. Do for one what you would love to do for 1,000. What would that look like in your life? Let's say that you're just getting started. You don't even have an email list. You barely have anybody on Facebook that follows you. You're just getting started as a writer, as an author. How could you do for one like you'd like to do for 1,000? Maybe it means helping somebody feel like they're not alone. Maybe it means going on the Instagram of your new follower, somebody that just followed you, clicking on their face, going and reading their stuff, and leaving a really kind, specific, and helpful comment. Not everybody, you can't do it for everybody, but you can do it for that one person because you can invest your time. If you don't have a lot of treasure, you can invest your time. If you don't have a lot of time, you can invest your treasure. And so making that connection, what would it look like to make that connection? Another way to do it is all the people that have written books that you've loved. Wouldn't it be so amazing to write them all a personal letter, write them all a personal note? That would be amazing, but it's probably not practical. But what if you could do it for one person? You recently picked up a book, it's somebody's first book, you're excited, you've been reading it, it's really good. What do? Go find them. Go find their Instagram, go find their Facebook. If you want to be really savvy, go find their website and find their address. Go to the privacy policy or find the church they go to or the company they work for if they work for a company. Find a mailing address and literally write them a handwritten letter saying what their work has meant to you. Handwritten letters are the kind of thing that you could do for one, like you'd like to do for 1,000. You might not be able to handwrite 1,000 letters, but you can handwrite one. You can handwrite one. What would it look like? Okay, here's another example. What would it look like for you to pay attention to the small details? Can't do it for everybody, but what if you could pick just a couple people and really pay attention, really study them, really get to know them, and then bless them with something really incredible? Some of my favorite YouTube videos and TikTok videos are ones where there's like philanthropy, right? So there's a couple that's in Walmart and they seem to be really struggling, and then somebody comes by and pays for their groceries or does a little conversation with them and hands them something. So what if you could do that for the people that you would love to bless? What would that look like to financially bless somebody? You'd love to bless 1,000 people, but maybe just blessing one. Finding something that they love, buying them tickets, buying them an item that they enjoy. What would that look like? As a writer, you have a gift, and your gift that you have is to give people the opportunity with your skills of being a writer. So what would that look like? How could you do one thing for someone that you would love to do for 1,000? One way, as a writer, is to tell their story. What if you told their story? Wouldn't that be so cool? So you're working on a book project and you reach out to your audience and you say, I would love to tell your story. Fill out this form to tell me a little bit about what you're doing, what's your background or whatever. And then you reach out to a couple of them and you say, hey, can we hop on a Zoom call? I'd love to interview you and tell your story in my book. Wouldn't that be so cool? Can you imagine you're following this author that you really love, and then they say, I'm looking for a few stories to feature, and then you fill out the form, and they call you or get on a Zoom call with you, and then your story ends up in their book. Wouldn't that be so amazing? That is something that you could do. What about you're going somewhere? As an author, sometimes there's some really cool perks. You're able to go to a conference, or you get early editions of other authors' books. What if you could give those away, give them to somebody? You'd love to give 1,000 away, but you only have one, so giving that one away to somebody. You never know how these small gestures will bless somebody else. One thing that I love to do in our business, I cannot do it for 1,000 people, but what I like to do is I like to make a couple of phone calls, because I like to be personal and personable. And I do this in two ways. One way is when there is an issue that someone has gone like pretty extreme, like a really angry email or something like that, just not seeking a lot of understanding with one of our team members, I'm like, you know what, let me give them a call. It doesn't work every time, but when it does work, it's amazing. It's worth it. It works enough that it's worth the jerk time. Like sometimes you get a jerk and sometimes it works. People are dealing with stuff. Lots of times people are dealing with their own trauma. Their own drama has nothing to do with you. But giving them a call sometimes goes a long way. So what if you gave them a call? In both ways, you give them a call because there's something negative going on. You could also give them a call for something positive. So let's say that you're selling an online course, and part of when they fill out the payment form is that there's a phone number field. What if you called 1 out of 1,000 people, or 1 out of 10 people, or whatever it is? What if you gave them a call and said, hey, I just want to say congratulations on buying the course, and I want you to know that I'm here for you and I'm supporting you. What if you could do for one like you would want to do for 1,000? Think about a couple of the ideas I shared in this video and do one thing. Set up one thing that you could do to bless somebody else. I hope that encourages you today.